Sailors have always told stories of islands that should not exist. Land that appears on the horizon then vanishes before any ship can reach it. For centuries, these phantom islands were dismissed as mirages, tricks of fog and tired eyes. But one of them kept coming back. Across history, scattered records describe the same island, in the same stretch of open ocean, seen only once in a lifetime, and then gone. Each account was separated from the last by almost exactly 100 years. The legend had many names, but it always told the same story. An island that appears once every century, for a single day, and then disappears. In 2041, a research vessel was waiting in that empty stretch of sea on the 100th year, and the island appeared. It rose out of the mist where the charts showed nothing but deep water, solid, real, photographed from every angle, and on it, impossibly, stood a city. A team went ashore. What they found was stranger than any of them expected. The island was inhabited, but its people were not survivors of some lost age. They came from many different ages, all at once. Among them were figures in the clothing of medieval sailors, explorers from the Age of Sail, travelers in the dress of a dozen different centuries, living side by side, as if the island had been collecting people from across history, because, in a way, it had. The civilization of the island called their home Saelmar. And Saelmar did not exist in the same flow of time as the rest of the world. It moved through time more slowly. Far more slowly. On the island, an entire century passed as a single day. Each time Saelmar touched our world, a few travelers would step aboard, drawn by curiosity or wonder. And when the island faded back out of our reality, it took them with it. To those aboard, only hours would pass. But in the world they left behind, 100 years would go by before the island surfaced again. Some of them tried to go home. When Saelmar next appeared, they stepped back onto the shore they remembered, only to find a world a century older. Their families gone, their names forgotten. Everyone they had ever known, long dead. And so, one by one, they chose to stay. For the people of Saelmar, the island was not a prison. It was the only home that would not leave them behind. Over the centuries, it became a city of exiles. People pulled from every era of human history, living together, out of time. A medieval fisherman beside an explorer from the Age of Sail. A lost child beside an old sailor, born 400 years apart, sharing a single, endless day. But there was a cost. The people of Saelmar remembered the outside world only in glimpses. Once a century, for a single day, they watched it through the mist. And every time, it had aged 100 years. They had seen our world rise and change and grieve, all in flashes, like pages turning too fast to read. Near the harbor, the 2041 team found a single line, carved by those who had come before them. Translated, it read, "Time is the tide. Step carefully, for it does not wait, and it does not return." When the day ended, the island began to fade. The team was given a choice. Most returned to their ship before the mist closed in. A few did not. To this day, Saelmar is dismissed by most as a mirage, a legend, a trick of the deep. But it was charted. It was real. And by the cycle that has held for centuries, it is due to appear again very soon. A reminder that time does not move the same for everyone. And that somewhere out on the open ocean, 100 years is passing in the space of a single day, on an island that is waiting, quietly, to surface once more. Recovered stories from worlds that never existed.